Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Cat fur is already flying. You talking about my probation officer? That's supposed to be a secret. Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Bite. You having a good day? sort of a sort of a rainy day out there today. Don't tell my probation officer when it's rainy like that. It makes it really hard to bury the bodies because the ground's all muddy and it's just it's just one of those things you don't think about until you actually have to go through it. Supposed to be warming up a little bit today, or at least drying out a little bit. Hopefully, we can bury the bodies yet. Hi, Brad's brain. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. I'm kind of looking at the weather here. Oh yeah, yeah. You're getting some rain in Houston. It's all kind of coming up this way too. So today's supposed to be sort of a rainy day. So I hope we get some. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's like Brad said, or Brad's brain. I don't know if Brad is actually in control of things or if it's just Brad's brain. But Brad's brain said that it's rainy in Houston. Yeah, there's rain and thunder going through there right now. I don't know if you can actually see that very well, but looks like the worst of it's through though. Should start petering out now. Yeah, I know, and it's really hard to dig graves here in Texas because of that layer of limestone that's just 12 inches under the soil level. So I'm gonna have to really get out there and chip into that. No, I haven't been into the pool yet, but it's just about ready. I was looking at the temperature the other day. It was it was getting to about 80. And I like to have it about mid 80s before I hop into it. But it went up in temperature really fast because it went from 70 to 80 in about 3 days. And just 3 days of really warm weather, and it does that. So even though it's rainy out there today, it's still kind of warm. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with long-term historical tornado activity in the area, but it does seem like there's been a few of them in the area. Turn this off here. Don't need to just have it running constantly here. There we go. Frame my shot up a little bit here. Oh yeah, rain barrel is overflowing right now. Yeah, it's like in the rain. You get a good rainstorm and it'll fill the rain barrel up in 5 minutes. I mean, there was one point last week when it was raining pretty well. I just decided to empty water into a 5 gallon bucket and then see how long it took to fill up. And it actually takes almost more time to put 5 gallons into the bucket than it does to fill the 5 gallons from the barrel once there's space for it. But yeah, the rain barrel is 100% right now. In fact, it fills up so quickly, it's making me think I ought to put another one there, and have 100 gallons, yeah, 100 gallons instead of 50. I got to think about though, can the sidewalk in the area hold up to that weight? It should be all right. Well, that's right. I was going to light my incense here. I forgot to do that. I've been doing that a little bit more often lately. It adds to the ambiance. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now it's a live stream. It was just a fake live stream before. Now it's real. Yeah, well, no, I didn't actually get a haircut. I just surgically had my ears lowered. I don't know. Probably would have been cheaper to get a haircut, but what's my mom up to? I don't know. For those of you who aren't on Facebook, my mom got diagnosed with COVID. And so she's in the isolation ward at the rehab facility right now. She seems to be doing all right, coughing a little bit, but I think, she's going to be fine. I did get a text message from her. Let's see. Haven't read it yet. I tend to wait to whip this out here until, let's see here. There's multiple messages here. Let's see. Turns out Beth, my friend Beth, who babysat Flash for a while, um, had a Mother's Day celebration a few years ago that my parents went to, and she posted a picture of that. So I sent that to my mom because it was a picture of my dad in it, and of course my mom loves that kind of stuff. So she said, "Cute picture. The years go fast. Just checking in for this week. I'm doing better. Haven't had a COVID test, at least not yet. Feel pretty good. Sleep a lot. Have no energy. Supposed to get out. Okay, so supposed to get out tomorrow out of COVID. Out of her COVID ward. She said they must only hire flunkies in this ward. Some are really good, but some don't have a clue what they're doing. I joked that if I get out of here alive, I'll be lucky. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms. And then she have a super Mother's Day with your family. It's really hot up here. Getting the fire to. Okay, let's see. Yeah, what she does is she'll type half a message and then accidentally press send, and so I got so a sentence will end right in the middle. It's really hot up here. Already getting the fire debt, and I think it's they're already getting warnings about brush fires and ways to avoid them. So okay, so it's hot there. She's hopefully going to get out of the COVID ward tomorrow. And I don't know. We're going to just have to see what this does to her physical therapy. Last I heard, she was supposed to be going home tomorrow. So I don't know if if she continued to get physical therapy while in the COVID ward or not. Okay, Black Dot's playing me today. So what do you want to ask? What do you want to ask him? I'll start, Black Dot. What's the most embarrassing thing Breck ever did? Make sure it's something we can laugh at. The berries didn't make it on the trellis, unfortunately. I don't know what happened. We may try it again some point. Might just not have been good soil. Might not have been enough irrigation. But yeah, they didn't make it. So, it would be fun to have berries out there growing. So that may happen again. Black Dot's having a hard time figuring out what Breck's most embarrassing moment is. Yeah, that's what I figured that the PT would stop when she was in the COVID ward. Black Dot quits. But I'll answer the question. The most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me about 4 years ago, I started making little videos for the internet, and then people started watching. Ugh. There's a piece of fuzz in my water here. No, you probably don't want to know. No, it's probably just a piece of dust or something that got in there. I think I got it. The truth is, I'm not really human, and I actually stuck my finger in there because that's how I drink it. This is just a, this is just for appearances. See, I'm a good actor. Make you think I'm actually drinking water. Water and vodka, mostly vodka. Now, clear cups are all in the dishwasher today. Got up this morning, it's like, oh man, I don't have any clear cups or any clean cups or clear cups. I think I just said clean, clear cups. Uh, Whatever. I've been thinking about that more lately, going to visit Jordan. It's been hard to do right now because I've been doing a job of another person who left the department about 4 months ago, and they're still looking to hire somebody, but hopefully it won't be long until they do. And once that happens, I'll be a little bit more of a floater, and I won't leave as big a hole. Right now, if I left, that job doesn't get done because there's nobody else that really can do it at this point. No, that is actually the most embarrassing thing. 8.99 for Voodoo Ranger. That's actually a pretty good price. I bought a 12 pack of it last night and I paid like $22 for it. I don't know. It's worth it. Yeah, we talked about my mom a little bit, but you know what? That's the thing that comes up with these 2 hour live streams here. You end up asking, getting the same questions asked over and over again. So, you don't do the live streams if you don't know that. My mom is doing all right. If you're not on the Facebook page, a few days ago, she got diagnosed with COVID. So she's actually in the COVID isolation ward right now. So, but she just sent a text message either last night or this morning, and she's doing better, and hopefully she's going to be out of the COVID ward tomorrow. So that's a good thing. She's looking forward to that. I'm suspecting that will delay her release from the rehab facility because they wanted to have her legs to a certain point with the physical therapist before they let her go home. And we were talking about that a little bit before. I agree with, I think it was Jean that said that they won't let her. They wouldn't have done the physical therapy in the COVID ward, so she probably fell a week behind, and we're going to have to spend a little bit more time in there. But one of the biggest things she's hated about being in the rehab facility is the quality of the food. So I've decided for Mother's Day I'm gonna get her some gift cards for different like fast food places she likes. She likes Panera Bread, and there's one of those close by, so I'm gonna get her one of those and a couple other places. I don't know. I'll look around and see what's there because I kind of know what she likes, and then she can get some real food because apparently the food in the rehab facility tastes like cardboard. Yeah, when the new person comes, I'll probably end up training him or her. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everyone. Actually, happy Mother's Day only to half of you, and you know who you are. Yeah, I don't know about Subway cards. I don't know if my mom's that much into that. But there's certain restaurant places, food places that are, maybe a little beyond what they call fast food, but a little less than sit down restaurants. And Panera Bread is a good example. She loves that. So I'll get her from like I said, I want to get her a couple different gift cards so she can have a little variety. Am I in management? I'm kind of straddling the line right now. I'm a little bit yes, a little bit no. I have a supervisor and there's two leads. I'm considered a backup lead. I will admit that yesterday for about 5 minutes, the supervisor was off doing something and the two leads took their break. So for 5 minutes yesterday, I was in charge of the department. I tried to tell everybody they could go home with pay, but they didn't believe me. Does my mom still watch the streams? Yeah, she doesn't usually watch them live. She usually watches them on playback. That was why I um, was able to tell you what I'm going to get her for Mother's Day because I don't think she's seen it yet. I don't think she's watching right now. She'll watch the playback. She usually does in the afternoon. She likes to watch the replay of her church live stream, and then she'll watch this, and oftentimes she'll catch up on the videos too. She may be one or two videos behind. She usually is by the time I talk to her on Sunday. She hasn't watched like the last video or last two videos. Have I been in the pool yet? No, but it's getting close. It won't be long. You're in a weird position moving to Houston. You've gone from managing 25 office and field staff to four, but you wanted to move. I understand that. Yeah, I totally get that. It's kind of similar with me in California and Disneyland. You know, I went from being disrespected by management to having management that loves me. It's, I wanted to move. Thank you for the Mother's Day wishes, Gene. Appreciate it. And I know my mom does too. It's yeah, it is weird. That's but you're right. That's what change is. Thank you, April. I know my mom appreciates that. Yeah, I think my mom's do the worst of it. As of when she sent the text, when did she send that? About 9:30 last night. So, well, yeah, between 9:20 and 9:30 last night. So between, then, at that point she hadn't had a COVID test, so she figures they'll want to give her a COVID test before she leaves. I don't know if that's happened since. Probably didn't happen after 9:30 last night, but might have happened this morning. Happy Mother's Day to you too, Connie. Yeah, I wanted to have it in the corner of the house too. I mean, you saw where I tried to do it, but and we may do it, may do one there at some point too. Like I said, I get so much rain here, and it fills up that bucket, that barrel really really fast when we get a strong deluge. So I may end up having a few of those around. I can think of, you know I could put another one out here where it is now. I could put two in that section over there. There's a place right by the front door here where I could put one. And there's also one on this corner of the house that I could put one. Although that one probably that one in that corner wouldn't be that much of an wouldn't provide that much water because I think the rain gutter on that wall is maybe only 8 feet long, so it wouldn't get a whole lot of rain coming there. That would probably be the last place. But I know we get tons and tons of water coming down here uh, by the front door. So that would be a great one to have, a great place to have at least one. There's a lot of potential. Let's just put it that way. I've let a group of strangers have several says in what I've done. You may recall that when we painted some of the rooms, you guys picked the colors for both the guest bath, a bedroom, and guest bathroom. Yeah, I figured that was a possibility, John. I mean, I also thought that maybe they just had it made somewhere and brought it on a big long flatbed truck or something. But it does make sense that they could have something in a machine, and maybe the gutter material is just on a long strip of metal made out of in a roll, and then they can roll it out as long as they need to be. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, that's definitely a possibility. But I'm gonna have to find the right size pieces to make that work. Yeah, you're probably right, John. Especially if you can put it in a van and extrude it out the back or something like that. And like I said, if the metal's it's just aluminum, so it could come on a roll, and then you shape it and feed it out. Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I didn't really think that about that, but yeah, that makes sense because it doesn't seem like it would require a really big piece of equipment to do that. Probably could fit in the back of a van or in the back of a truck or something. No, I follow along with you, Black Dot. You're awesome. You lead the conversation in fun directions. Trust me, if you offend me, you'll know it because you will be instantly blocked. You may have noticed, but I say some goofy things on here too, because in reality, I am a little goofy. Yep, vengeance shall be mine. Or as the Klingons say, it is a good day to die. Yeah, that's probably why I like you guys so much. Do I have any plans for additions to the front yard? Man, not really at the moment. But I mean, in based, just on like replanting planters and stuff like that, I do that as needed. By the way, all the plants out in the front yard are doing really great. Um, I think one of the things I got to try and do today, you might recall a couple years ago, right after I moved in here, I had a problem with the sewer line going out under the house. They had to tunnel under the house, and that when they did that, they tore up a couple plants. Well, once I got everything filled back in again, I put a couple of Texas lilacs in the location, and they're getting big now. And actually, they're starting to lean a little bit, so I got to stake them up a little bit. That may be part of the job today. I also want to put some like termite spikes in the ground here. I'll have to talk about that a little bit more, but I may end up turning that just into a vlog all by itself. Any family visiting this summer? I don't know. Yeah, here I'll show you what they are because I've already bought them. This is a termite stake here. Basically, what it is, you drive this part into the ground, and the stuff inside of here is poison. And so when the termites eat it, they bring it back to the colony, and it supposedly kills the entire colony. And then supposedly, if there's termite activity and they're eating it, this little button on the top will pop up so you know, okay, we got termite activity going on here. And then you can focus more on that. But what you do is you put these in a ring kind of all the way around the house. And yeah, I got a whole bunch of those. And I might have to go back and get more. It comes in packs of 15 of these. And you, like I said, you just drive them into the ground, and it does the rest. But like I said, you got to put them like every 8 or 10 feet around the house, and then it's supposed to offer protection for your house. Like I said, there's a larger story to all this, and I may turn that into a vlog. So I don't want to ruin everything here. Yeah, I'm hoping I get my sister to come and visit. That would be fun. You know, she works really hard during the school year because she's a tutor, and she's like involved in everything that she can get involved in. But hopefully, in the summer, things will get a little bit more calm, and we can get her to come and visit for a little while. I'd like her to see this place. I haven't had anyone from my family come and visit me. One person that's actually been here that's visited me is Jordan. Good morning, Cindy. Do I ever see homeless people in downtown Waco? Yeah, a little bit. They tend to hang out a little bit in Heritage Park and down there by the river, and I've seen them a little bit. But it isn't as big a deal as you know it was like in California. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing them in California. I don't know how long these things last. It'd probably be something you'd replace every year. But here in Texas, see the big kind the one of the big issues. One of the big issues is not flying termites, but subterranean ones. They tunnel in from underneath. All right, Black Dot's going to stop by here. All right, yeah. Address is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. Did I ever have termite trouble in California? Yeah, in fact, right before I moved, one of my first videos, I had to tent the house. Am I growing a garden? Yes, I've got. I'm growing a couple of things. I did okra, as you remember last year, and I got a terrific harvest of okra. But I'm not enough of an okra fan where I would need to do that over and over again. So it was fun doing it, but I'm not doing okra again this year. So the one garden I have the chili peppers in there, and I got 3 or 4 different varieties of chili pepper in that garden. And then the other one, I'm growing Brussels sprouts and broccoli. I love both of those. So if I can get a good get a harvest of both of those, you know, I'd be very happy. Yeah, you're slipping, John. It's not like I don't have 900 videos or something. God, that even surprises me. I'm hoping, Cindy. I'm hoping. I hope I have as great a harvest of broccoli and Brussels sprouts this year as I did of okra last year. Tomatoes were really disappointing last year. I didn't get a whole lot of those, and I'm not doing tomatoes this year. I have thought about fruit trees, really have. We had a peach tree in the backyard when I was a kid at my house, my parents' house, and I loved having that. My mom was not a huge fan because it produced so many peaches that she was having to can them all the time, and eventually you get tired of peach preserves, peach jam, peach, this and that. But I think it'd be less of an issue now because I could bring fruit into work, and I'd definitely find people that would take me up on that. And I think they do all right. I mean, they seem to sell them. The question would be finding the right place for it because it has to be a place that gets a lot of sun. And unfortunately, with all the trees in the yard, um, there aren't a lot of areas that are sunny. Now, there is a section in the front yard that would be that gets a lot of sun. That would be perfect. Yeah, that was one of my first because I was just looking it up. It was just a couple days ago. Now it was the 4-year anniversary of me leaving California, and that was I think only video number 14 or something like that. I've never tried growing artichoke. Artichoke, I remember having artichokes when I was a kid. They were something I liked, but honestly, I can't say that any time in the last 40 years I said, gee, I could really go for some artichokes right now. Asparagus would be fun. I love asparagus. They're a scary looking plant. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if I've ever seen the plant itself, just the vegetable. I don't know. Let's see what an artichoke plant looks like here. Artichoke plant.
According to Alpha
Yeah, I
Chinese
don't want.
when giving a number of recommended artichokes, we could say that there is no exact number. Still, eating about 2 or 3 servings per week.
Okay, I'm not interested in your commentary. I just want pictures. No, that's just the stem. I want the whole thing here. Yeah, I guess I could understand. That is a little kind of a scary looking plant. Have one of those in your yard. I could see that freaking people out for Halloween. Friend grew on kind of a tall, like a sunflower. Yeah, that looks a little on the scary side. I could see that. I thought about growing strawberries too. That would be fun. I love. The only issue is I don't know how many of them Flash would actually get. It might be me getting all the strawberries. I have sort of thought about growing a garden specifically for Flash. It would have to be down on ground level such that you could just get it right, go right through there and plow in there. You kind of put it back there where where her area of the yard is. I gotta admit, I've never tried eggplant. She seems to be doing just fine with it. It was about this time last year that she arrived, so she's been here for about a year now. Um, in fact, well, it was it was Mother's Day last year that I was at Beth's house, and just it was a day or two later that I came home. So, but Mother's Day was like May 8th last year, or something like that. It was really early in the month because Mother's Day is like the second Sunday of the month, and it's really late this month because this is the second Sunday. So yeah, she probably was here at this point because it was, if it was the 8th, I probably left on the 10th, and then it would have been, like I said, I made a beeline back here. I made it in 3 days. I probably could have done it in two. But she seems to be thriving here. She's definitely made the yard her own. Like standing over there by the window watching what's going on out in the front yard. There must be a squirrel out there or something. Now you heard his name. He's coming this way. Meow, meow. I haven't I haven't seen it growing a lot. I mean, I guess there's construction kind of going out along the fringes. You see them building houses, stuff like that. They are revitalizing the downtown. And there've been big changes just in the time I've been here. So that's nice. It kind of makes it nice to be downtown. You know how much I like walking around downtown anyway. What happens to all the pecans in the yard? The squirrels get them. I have not used any of the pecans. Like I said, I like the fact the squirrels are here. So in terms of theaters downtown, it's just there's just the one kind of theater downtown. What's it called? Hang on, let me look at that. It's the Hippodome. That's what it's called. That's an old theater that's been there for years and years and years. But there's a couple good sized theaters out kind of on the outskirts of town, including one that was put in during the whole COVID thing. What's playing at the theater? I do not know. I do not follow anything in the movies anymore. I generally have to be dragged kicking and screaming into a movie these days. I have not seen a movie in a movie theater since I moved here. And I can't think of the last one, even when I was back in California, that I saw. It's funny, it used to be a big part of things for me. I'd see movies all the time. There were times I'd have my day off and I'd go spend a day in a movie theater. I'd just go from theater to theater to theater, see three or four things. That all really stopped when I bought a house because all of a sudden there was more things to do on the house, and that just took priority. dying out here. I need my sidekick. Yeah, that's a good sidekick right there. Yeah, I agree with you, Black Dot. That's part of it, and and in addition to being a remake or a never-ending franchise, it's all too woke. They've ruined movies. Steven Bites turning his back on the movies, aren't you? That's why you're doing that, right? In protest and solidarity at how much movies suck these days. Yeah, I knew it. And then the further protest, you show the movie theaters your butt, right? Yeah, there's bite butt. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, I mean, I tended to like the earlier Marvel movies, but I'm not even really into that as much anymore. They've ruined them. Disney bought Star Wars and ruined Star Wars. Disney bought Marvel and ruined Marvel. Right? Yeah, I agree with you. They're both ruined. Now, Disney bought Pixar, and I thought Pixar turned out to be a good thing. Now, honestly, I haven't seen a Pixar movie in a long time. I couldn't tell you what the latest, most recent one. They used to be a new one every year, but I haven't seen any Pixar movies since I don't know. Last one I could remember is like Inside Out. That was years ago. Yeah, a lot of times foreign versions of things are much better. Yeah, I guess Toy Story 4 was the last one, right? Or was it the live action Buzz Lightyear movie? That wouldn't have been Pixar, though, would it? I don't know. Yeah, in terms of the Pixar movies, I thought Toy Story 1 and 2 was good. Toy Story 1 was actually a Pixar movie that I bought before I worked at Disney. The rest of them I got when I worked at Disney. Just because I was working a parade called the Pixar Parade, Pixar Play Parade. You think after all these years I could say that, and so I wanted to understand the backstory of all of them, of all the floats. The Toy Story, I think the original one especially, but even the second one was pretty good. I don't know, was there a problem with my eye? My eye feels good. I don't remember having any problems with my eye. Yeah, I saw a trailer for Oppenheimer, but I just have this feeling that they're going to paint him as like some horrific villain, just because that's the politically correct thing to do. You know, there's a book called The Pixar Theory. It says all the movies are related, huh? Could be. I have to keep wiping my eye. I guess I remember that. I think I just had something in it. I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick yet. It's on Paramount Plus, so I'll probably get to it at some point. I think the movies are in the same galaxy, huh? Interesting. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'll definitely check it out at some point. Like I said, I just got to be in the mood for an airplane movie. I remember the original one. I mean, the original it wasn't really something that I thought it was great enough that I went out and bought a copy of it. But I remember it. It was an entertaining movie. Never really been a huge Tom Cruise fan. Yeah, I like the Iron Man movies. I actually like the new Spider-Man movies. The couple of those are really good too. I remember the original ones with Tobey Maguire. The original Marvel ones, the movies, because I mean, Spider-Man's been done over and over and over again. But in terms of the movies, the Tobey Maguire version, I liked those initially, but I burned myself out on them, and I'm not interested anymore. But yeah, the original Captain America, Iron Man. I think I watched Guardians of the Galaxy once. I wasn't into it. Didn't see any of the Thor movies. Um, didn't see the Captain Marvel movies. Didn't see any of the Hulk movies. I like the Avenger movies; those were good. I think one of the things that kind of ruined the all the Marvel movies is so many of the actors just went really politically, to one side, and I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. Yeah, see, usually when you get to the second, third, or fourth one, they're running out of ideas anyway. I got to say, I like the X-Men movie too, and I mean, really all of them. Even the reboot. I thought the reboot was great. Yeah, I don't know so much about DC. I think really all I know about DC, that's like what Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and the Flash and stuff like that. But in terms of Superman, Christopher Reeve, that's Superman, or George Reeves. But everything that's kind of come after that, the whole Smallville thing, I wasn't into that. Wonder Woman, I like Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, and when I was a kid watching that on TV, that was great. That's my Wonder Woman. Never really was into that much the Batman movies. I think I have one of them down there. It was the one with Heath Ledger as the Joker. And I've seen a number of them of the Batman movies, but wasn't really into them. You got to remember, I grew up with the Batman TV series, and so that was always kind of where I started with Batman. I was never a comic book person, so I never got into the comic book. So Batman was always kind of campy. Yeah, I don't even think I saw the Flash TV series in 1990. I think it was over it at that point. I Yeah, a lot of that stuff was shot right in my backyard. In fact, I went to a place where the Bat Cave was with Jordan once. He did a vlog on that. Yeah, I never got into the Green Hornet. I think that was a little before my time. I kind of admire Bruce Lee from the past, though. X Files. I was a huge X Files fan. That was must see TV every week. But honestly, once the series was over, I was pretty much over too. I do have the X Files movie, and I pull that out and watch it every once in a while. Right? Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Agent Scully, Agent Mulder. They say that the character Agent Scully uh, did an enormous amount to encourage women to enter the FBI. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I was just thinking about that scene too. That's probably I don't know, it might have that might have been more close to reality because Bruce Lee was always kind of painted as the hero and you never get to defeat the hero. But I bet you there were people that under the right circumstances could have taken Bruce Lee. Because the whole conversation that led up to it, you remember it was uh, Bruce Lee talking about what would happen if he was ever put in the ring with Cassius Clay, and that he claimed that he'd make him a cripple. And that was what got Cliff Booth laughing and encouraged the encounter between them, where Cliff threw Bruce Lee into the car, into the side of the car. That was a classic scene. That was funny. All right, going to pick up food for the mother-in-law and then cooking for your own mom tonight. That sounds like a good deal. Yeah, growing up in Southern California, Hollywood seemed like about 20 miles away to me. And it was. Smoking bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. That sounds good. Yeah, I've met Scott Michaels a couple times. Jordan brought me to a Rocky Horror um, kind of a tribute thing that Scott was doing at the dearly departed place when it was still open. And I also went on one of those driving tours with Jordan and Scott. I didn't know Scott was a consultant though. That's interesting. How's my mom? She's doing better. She's still in the COVID ward, but they're saying maybe they're going to let her out tomorrow. So that probably she was hopefully a couple as of a couple of weeks ago they were going to release her out of the rehab place tomorrow, but doesn't seem like that'll probably happen now. She probably slipped backwards a little bit in terms of the rehab, and that's probably going to push her out at the end. He's credited at the end of the movie. I'll have to check that out. He talks about it in his vlogs. Oh my gooseness! Gotta love autocorrect. Well, he better have. Quentin's got the money. He can pay for a consultant. I'm sure he did get paid. Yeah, she definitely has the will to keep going. Who's on my shirt? Yes, it is Johnny Cash. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Johnny Cash. I've been thinking about going and visiting Jordan at some point. It's gonna. It's been difficult to do lately because I've been doing filling in for somebody who transferred to another department, and he was the only person that did the job in our department. So I've been filling in for him ever since, and so it's made it hard to leave, for a vacation or something, because then that part of the job doesn't get done, and there's not any, you know, um, anyone else that can really do it. It's a full time thing. So yeah, he sat next to Tarantino. I think it was Hateful Eight. I remember Jordan saying that at one point Tarantino leaned over to him and said he appreciated that Jordan was laughing at all the right points. Yeah, see, Darth Vader remembers that too. Quentin is definitely my favorite director right now, without a doubt. And Once Upon a Time was, I think, is his best movie. And I mean, it's not that I didn't like any of the rest of them. The rest of them are great. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Quentin could have his own movie theater if he wanted. You think Quentin said he'll only make one more movie? That would be a shame. There should be a Kill Bill 3. I don't know. Where would you go with it though? Because Bill's dead. All of the all of the Deadly Viper, Deadly Assassin Viper Squad, or Deadly Viper Assassin Squad, or whatever, they're all dead. You got a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood poster signed by Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Quentin. That's awesome. I definitely hold on to that. That would be like, you know, a place of honor in this place. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff I got on the wall here. I'd have to pull stuff down to make room for that. I think I heard that he considered doing a Star Trek movie. That would be interesting. I mean, I would see love to see his see his take on that. Being both a Quentin fan and a Star Trek fan. Yeah, I suppose that is a direction they could go. That is something that they kind of left open. Uh, Vivica Fox's daughter grow up and seeks revenge. I don't know if the yeah, I suppose I don't know if Kill Bill would make sense for the title though, because but who knows? Rhonda's working today. She said that she may be getting off like in the last half hour, so we may see her a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure I'd be as interested in a James Bond movie uh, by Quentin. But like I said, Star Trek would have been awesome. Yeah, I think Jeff's off to lunch. Jeff is trying to send a super chat, but his phone is messing up. He thinks that Bite looks a little too thin. Yeah, I could understand how, if you're not really into the violence and the profanity and all that, but I don't know, I think, he's an excellent writer. I love his dialogues. You know, the best things in his movies are the dialogues between the two characters. I think of Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta in whatever it was, Pulp Fiction, where they're about to go in and collect the briefcase in that apartment. They're talking about, you know, Travolta going to Amsterdam and the way the differences and stuff like that. Do you like horror, aliens? Yeah, yeah, I do like horror. I mean, a lot of the recent horror movies I'm not really into, but some of the classic horror. I love the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, that kind of stuff. Some of the Alfred Hitchcock stuff, and then I like some of the slasher movies of the '70s and '80s too. Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees. Didn't really get into scary movie. I mean, at the time, I was a little bit concerned, but it seemed like I had a very solid plan for my move. I mean, I was going to walk away with a ton of money from the sale of the house, and it worked out. I can't deny it worked out. Royale with cheese. That's right. For those who don't recognize, that's what they called a famous American fast food place hamburger in France or something like that. The Royale with cheese, because nobody knew what the what a quarter pounder was because they got the metric system. So you need Brad's brain now because there's a great Quentin line there. Uh, Check out the big brain on Brad. Yeah, the original Halloween movie was great. Original Friday the 13th was great. And in terms of like Freddy Krueger, I like one, three, and four. They were great. Freddy Krueger was my favorite of the slasher movies. That was why when I got to play Freddy Krueger in one of the Silo of Screams things one year, it's like I jumped at it. I wasn't even a good call for it because uh, the guy who played Freddy Krueger is only like 5'10". Robert Englund is only like 5'10", and I'm like 6'3", 6'4" when I'm wearing my boots. And so it seemed really weird to have a 6'4" tall Freddy Krueger. I probably would have been a better Michael Myers because Michael Myers was always played by a big guy or a Leatherface. I would have been a good Leatherface too. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because Gunnar Nelson was a big guy also. Chucky, yeah, I saw Living Doll. That was what it was called, right? Living Doll. I saw it once. I mean, I thought it was funny and kind of scary, but it was never one of those that I thought was great enough that I went and watched it more than once or watched the sequels. I don't think I saw Bride or Chucky or any of that stuff. My mouth leaks. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I don't even know what Universal Monsters is. Is that a movie or just a series of monster movies being made by Universal Pictures? I don't think I've heard of that one. You have a great Sunday too, Cindy. Thanks for stopping in. I've got a couple of Bela Lugosi movies. Frankenstein, not so much. Look who's back. Speaking of monsters, want a kitty treat? Of course you do. Yeah, I guess I saw the article that Scott Baio was moving out of California. I didn't really pay attention to where. So Florida, okay, that's where people are going. We're into this 80s and 90s. See, I was way into the sci-fi about that point because Alien, that was a great franchise. Of course, I was into all the Star Trek movies. And that was happening in the 80s, early 90s, I think. Still can't find the Invisible Man. They're like the what was that? That the Claude Rains version? You'd think that would be easy to find, like on Turner Classic Movies or something like that. Yeah, I was far enough away from Los Angeles that I didn't. It wasn't as bad in Orange County, but when I go visit Jordan, I mean, we see it all the time because they just be camped out crazy all along the high, the sidewalk on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, black and white Claude Rains, right? You remember making Creature of the Black Lagoon movie models back in the '70s? I remember seeing those. I don't think I ever had one, just because he's invisible. Yeah, that might be you might be onto something, Black Dot. It does make it harder to find somebody when they're invisible. I think I had a Frankenstein model when I was a kid, and his head and his hands glowed in the dark. Creature from the Black Lagoon was a good movie. I don't think I've seen that in a long, long time. Since I was a kid, probably. Black Dot's checking out. Thanks for seeing coming in, Black Dot. I appreciate you trying to impersonate me. Better luck next time. I can't imagine how bad Skid Row is. The Skid Row was bad even when the economy was going good. Say, Creature from the Black Lagoon has props at the bottom of Silver Springs in Florida. Interesting. One down. Skid Row, good band. Some of Tarzan was also filmed there. Interesting. Now a state wildlife park. No, it's kind of rainy and overcasty today. It's actually nice and reasonably warm outside, warm and humid, but it's not time to get into the pool yet. Kojak was a little before my time. I remember watching Adam 12 when that was on. Never really was into Cagney and Lacey. Happy Mother's Day to you too, Gene. Thanks for stopping in. I got 35 minutes to drink the rest of this water, so I got to get chugging here. Yeah, I watched Starsky and Hutch a little bit. Rockford Files wasn't really my thing. I know Jordan. Yeah, I know Jordan is a fan. I mean, I remember watching like Miami Vice too, Magnum PI, Knight Rider. If you consider that a cop movie, it sort of is. MacGyver, I was a huge MacGyver fan. That wasn't exactly a cop movie either, but same kind of thing. A Team, of course, that's not a cop movie, but Beretta, I never really watched that much. I think I saw a few of them. Yeah, not a Columbo fan either. Airwolf, I loved Airwolf. Ernest Borgnine and Jan Michael Vincent. Yeah, I think MacGyver kind of inspired me a little bit too. Where the Jan Michael Vincent was drunk through most of Airwolf, so he still got canceled. Yeah, that's possible. He never really had much of a career either. I can't. I mean, except I think there was a movie he did called Damnation Alley. That's the only other thing I can ever remember seeing him in. Yeah, I like the kind of high tech synthesizer theme of Airwolf too. A Team, and never watched Murder She Wrote. At one point at the end of the series, they announced what MacGyver's first name is. Does anyone remember what it was? That'd be a good trivia question. Because he was always referred to MacGyver or as Mac, but they revealed his first name late in the series, right before it was canceled. Yep, Elvis is right. Angus MacGyver. Okay, yeah, few people remember. It's funny, some trivia from a TV series 40 years ago, and people remember a little detail like that. Angus MacGyver. No relation to Angus Young. Hey, Bite, what are you doing down there? What shows did my dad like? Well, I mean, a lot of the times, the shows that he'd watch, I'd watch. So he got me into the A Team. He got me into like the Dukes of Hazzard. I first heard about that. That sounded like a stupid show, but I really liked the Dukes of Hazzard. One episode had to be removed because he really did show how to make explosives. I don't doubt that. We got the internet for that now. You like it even more now with the reruns. See, I don't even have TV anymore, so what I end up doing, is if it's a TV show that I really liked, I'll pick it up on DVD. I'm plowing through that '70s show right now. I love that show. Yeah, I don't remember if I've ever seen the Office of Stephen J. Cannell. Yeah, YouTube does have a lot of that stuff. I think I remember hearing that Richard Dean Anderson was from Minnesota. You pay $1.99 for Hulu because you're a nursing student. Okay, somebody walking out in the front yard there. Yeah, I saw the first episode of that '90s show. Not into it. I don't like any of the characters. They tried to bring the original actors back for authenticity, but there are certain things that once they're made, you just don't want to do it again. I saw a review of that '90s show, and it's not, and what it said was that they thought it was very much like a bunch of millennials trying to imagine what the '90s are like. Jordan was into Arrested Development for a while, and I saw a few of those. They were okay. That was another one that never really grabbed me. I saw a few of the Big Bang Theory episodes. They used to have it running in the break room in the commissaries at Disney, so I'd sometimes watch reruns of it while I ate dinner. Never saw Young Sheldon. Big Bang Theory had its moments. You ever see the one where Jordan's the extra? Walks in the back of the room, walks through the back of the scene. Yeah, I just have Netflix and Paramount Plus. Yeah, that is a standard lawnmower. It hasn't worked for a long time. One of these days, I'm gonna sell it or get rid of it. I think it just needs an overhaul. Jeff Kidd was teasing me about once about coming out and fixing it. I think with a little love, it could be made to work again, but it doesn't work right now. I still have the riding mower. I do all the mowing with that. I get too big of a yard to use a push mower. No, I haven't seen Yellowstone. A lot of people really like that, including a lot of people I know. But in terms of recent shows, there isn't a whole lot right now that makes me want to get into a TV show. I liked early Kiefer Sutherland, not so much at the end. I mean, at the end later on, I thought he was great in The Lost Boys. I liked him in Stand by Me. He was great in that. I thought he was great in Flatliners. Didn't see 1923 either. Drugs and alcohol wreck a lot of people. Will Trent, I haven't even heard of that. It really shows, I mean, like, I don't even have TV anymore, so I have no idea what's on the air these days. Is that Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Kiefer's a singer in a band. I didn't know that. Here comes Bite again. I saw both the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Kevin McCarthy and the remake with, what's his name? I just had his name in my head and I lost it. I like the original better. In fact, Jordan had Kevin McCarthy do a voiceover on one of his albums when he was in Candyland Riots. And at the time, Jordan got Kevin McCarthy to sign that autograph photo of the movie and personalize it to me. So that's very cool. I got an autographed Kevin McCarthy promo photo. No, no, Jeff Goldblum. Oh no, it was Donald Sutherland, wasn't it? What am I thinking? I'm thinking The Fly. Sorry, it wasn't Jeff Goldblum. It was Donald Sutherland. Yeah, I was wrong there for a minute. Jeff Goldblum was in the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I don't remember that. Like I said, I was thinking The Fly remake of that. You know, he's just living off the Jurassic Park movies. Huh, yeah, I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and watch that again. If I ever come into a position where I have access to that, because it's not one that I thought was great enough that I'd go out and buy it. It was an entertaining movie, and I remember seeing it at the time. It depends on the movie, but yeah, I have special edition versions of movies that I really like. It's fun watching some of those extra, you know, deleted scenes and documentaries and making ofs and that kind of thing. Didn't get that with videotapes. Did occasionally with like laser discs and stuff like that. But DVDs and Blu-rays, they do that a lot now. Sometimes it's really horrible though. There was like I said earlier, I was plowing through the that '70s show TV series, and I think in like season two or season three, they did little clips at the beginning of each of the episodes of different actors talking about the scene. And it's like, it they just kind of rambled on. It didn't add anything, I thought, to the episodes, and I'm glad they stopped. Because it was like this actor or that actor reflecting on the episode, but it was clear they hadn't even gone in and rewatched the episode. So it's like, yeah, I think that's the one where this happened and the other thing happened, and or some memory they had that seemed to go nowhere. Now don't really have any Clint Eastwood or John. Well, not any Western Clint Eastwood. I have Dirty Harry, and that's Clint Eastwood. What movies have I rewatched lately? I watched Team America: World Police the other night. American Carol I was watching recently. Falling Down, I watched that. I love watching that movie because that was fun because I've been to a couple of the places where that was shot. Yeah, I've got a couple of movies that are like that too, where you can pick whether you want to see the original, theatrical release or the director's cut. I usually try and watch the director's cut. Sometimes it adds extra layers to the movie. Hey, bye. I see you.
Meow, meow, meow.
And now everybody can see you. And we see Nibble. I suppose we could go on a little walking trip and take a look at her. Let's see. Put the thing on mute here so when I disconnect all my devices, you don't hear a bunch of noise here. We'll go on a little walkabout. That sounds like that might be fun. Go portable here. She's right here. Yep, there she is. Giving me the stink eye right now. What are you doing? I'm interrupting my nap. She just does not like to be handled that much. I don't get to do that very much. She's just a very antisocial kitty. She's a sweetie, but like I said, she's Bite's cat. I don't think I've ever heard her purr. And she isn't now. Okay, I've tortured her enough. Bye, Nibble. Back in place. Now you gotta give me a second to get myself plugged back in here. Power. Troll hunting mouse. All right, let's get back to where we are here. Yeah, maybe she does need to see a catatrist. Yeah, did you notice how when I touched her, she flinched a little bit? Yeah, we talked about maybe Beth coming to visit this summer. It might happen. Apparently, she's got herself a foster kid right now. And so she said, well, it would have to be both of us. And I said, that's fine. We'll figure something out. So hopefully Beth will come and visit. Hello. Bite's looking around the corner there. How's Bite? There's Bite right there. You heard his name. Probably thinks he's going to get treats. He's probably right. Come on, Bite. Your audience awaits. Come on up. We wanted to see your sister, but we want to see you too. Come on. Come on, bite. You know you wanna. He's playing shy right now. Come on. No? Oh, that might have got his attention. Put the kitty treat on the couch like a couple inches out of his reach. He's trying to grab it. You're gonna have to jump up though to get it. Does your stomach want it enough? No? See if he ever decides that he's gonna take a shot at it here. Ever done thought about doing a vlog on the history of Waco? I've actually done a bunch of things that are kind of historical in nature, but like in terms of how they started settling and the actual full history of the city. No, I kind of go after things that are um, that are of interest to me. I liked going after the tornado. I've done a whole bunch on the tornado. Um, the bridge, of course. I like the bridge. Some of the interesting little historical things that have happened here. If I ever tried any of the chew sticks for cats, no, no. Basically, it begins and ends with the kitty treats. All right, about 5 minutes left, people. What's for dinner? I haven't really thought about that yet. I don't know. We'll figure out something. I always do. I never seem to starve to death. Darth Saber said something up a pizza vlog. That actually doesn't sound bad. I like pizza. Yep, that's Johnny Cash, the man in black. It's advertising from his. Can't really see it because of my flab here, but it's advertising from his for his Folsom Prison show. Yeah, I think I know what I want to do for the vlog today. I got to do a couple because I've taken a few days off over the past couple of weeks, and I've only got like one more in the hopper right now. So I want to get now. I got one that I kind of shot part of last week, so I could finish that one off pretty easy, and maybe do another one today. That would get me in better shape. Have I been swimming yet? No, it's still a little bit too cold, and it's kind of rainy and overcasty today. So, I want to get the water to the point where it's like in the mid 80s temperature wise. I think that's like ideal weather for swimming. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's about 80 right now, so I could probably get in there and be all right. But like I said, I get more comfortable when you get into the mid 80s. Last summer was such a hot summer that there were days where it was like in the low 90s. It was almost like being in a bathtub. That was awesome. All right, there goes the water. You know what that means. The end is near. They're hoping we're going to have Rhonda pop in here a little bit at the end. Wonder if they made her work overtime. You're welcome, Gene, but I got a couple more minutes yet here, so it ain't over. We're coming to the end, but we aren't there yet. Still got time for a couple more questions. Yeah, that is a little weird. What fish and chips have I tried? Um, Honestly, there aren't really a lot of fish and chip places. I actually do like fish and chips. No, I just got it on a solid color. It looks like it's frozen in space because a couple of the lights are burnt out, but I just got it on a solid color today. Do I plan on doing silo? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it again this year because the work is kind of changing now, and I can't just necessarily get off at 7:30 and blast out the door. Sometimes it happens, but sometimes I'm there till 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and so I don't know if I'm going to do Silo Screams again this year. I may go and do it, go visit it as a guest because it is really fun. But you're right, John. It takes a toll on you. First off, I mean, it'd be a lot nicer if that place was air conditioned, but it is not. And so, especially early in the season, it's hot in there, and I mean, you sweat like a pig in there. I have a blast doing it, but you're right. It takes a toll on you. I mean, last year I told him I could only do it one day a week because I was just killing myself. I was making myself sick from it. Do I have the pool lights? Yeah, I don't keep them in the pool though, because they're only there when I need them. But yeah, I still have them. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens as we get closer to the season. But like I said, it's I'm not just able to blast away at 7:30 anymore. And see, when I leave work at 7:30 and drive there, it takes about 30 minutes to get there. They start at 8 o'clock, so there isn't a whole lot of wiggle room. I mean, I get out a couple minutes late, I'm going to be late. So if I'm not able to get out of the plant until you know, an hour later or hour and a half later. That happens. That happens more often than not. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what happens when we get closer. Maybe everything will change again. Maybe I'll evolve to the point where I'm management and then I can go home at 4. Yeah, I can imagine it would probably cost a lot to replace the pool light in an in-ground pool because you know you're going to have to drain the water somewhat, I suspect, to get down to that level. Then you got to make sure it's watertight. You don't want water leaking in there. Maybe they don't say this enough, but water and electricity don't mix. You know, replace the tile and paint though, yeah, that'll look nice. I may have to replace the liner in the pool I have too at some point. They declined to do the light or they declined to do the retrofit renovation. Everything, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you should admire them for saying, yeah, that's out of our league, rather than doing it and doing it poorly, because that could easily happen too. Well, I think we put in my 2 hours here, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Had a great time today. The time really flew by, so that's all in part due to you. So thank you for your part in making this happen. I'll see you next time. Have a good night.